We'll fight side by side, back to back, even if it's for the last time.
Hey guys, Apothecon Crazy here, and welcome back to part 2 of my mini-series, just going over each zombies map from Noct to Gorod Krovi in depth individually. Now this episode we're going over the second zombies map, Zombie Verruckt. Now Verruckt was an interesting map when it first came out, because it was the first one that introduced us to some new mechanics. Now it brought in what we all love now, Perca-Colas, the original 4, Juggernog, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, and Double Tap Root Beer. Now, Double Tap Root Beer didn't used to be like it is now. Now it's Double Tap 2.0. Double Tap Root Beer used to just make you shoot at double the speed. And on this map, it really made you waste your ammo, because this map is probably the hardest map in Black Ops Zombies history. It's so close quarters, so you pretty much need a shotgun to survive. However, shotguns in World at War Zombies always sucked. This map was so close quarters that if you had a machine gun, you better hope that you're at least 10s, maybe 20 yards away from the zombie to kill it, because it was just absolutely ridiculous. And on this map, you can't even get that far away. Now, the really interesting thing is that this was the first map to introduce us to some traps, too. It gave us the very first electric barrier trap. And the electric barriers were just absolutely phenomenal, because we had never had a trap before, and they were just fun to use. No wonder weapon. So all we had was the ray gun, if you want to consider that as a wonder weapon. And you, like I said, you pretty much have to use a shotgun on this map. Now, something really unique about this map that no other map really has, that I kind of wish they would bring back, is that it was separated into 2 parts. So 2 people, if you're playing with 4 people, 2 people would spawn on the left side and 2 people would spawn on the right side. And 2 of the people had to make their way to power to turn on the power, which by the time was also new at this time. There was no power in Nocturne and Toten. You had to turn on the power, and you had to meet after you turned on the power, after it opened the door between you two. Then all 4 of you could play together. But that's what I loved about this map. It was challenging. You had to wait your turn to actually help the other players. And I remember playing this map, man. And no matter how many people were in the game, whether it was just myself or I was playing with other people, if I didn't spawn on the left side, I would restart the game until I spawned on the left side, because I hated that right side. But you know, now I just deal with it. But it was a really challenging factor. Also in this map, there were no good wall buys in this map, because all the wall buys were the Kar 98K, the Gewer, and the only semi-good thing was the MP40. This map also gave us the very first Easter egg song, Lullaby for a Dead Man, sung by Elena Sigmund. The very first Easter egg song, which kind of kick-started the Easter egg storyline, I guess you would say. It technically started in Shinonuma, but if you want to say that the music started the Easter egg storyline, then I guess you could say that. Again, no Easter egg main quest either. Very simple map, but very challenging map nonetheless. Now, I mentioned earlier about the power room and opening up the door in the middle. The power, this was the very first time we saw the power. Trying to make your way to the box and the power, and you had to turn on the power to actually get the Perca-Colas working, to get everything working in the asylum. And it's kind of become a norm now in zombies that you have to turn the power on. There's only a few maps where you don't actually have to turn on the power. And this map kind of set the ground, too, for the storyline. It wasn't really telling a story yet, but it did set the ground for what could be told in the future, because it did introduce us to Peter McCain, which pops up in the zombie storyline just a few times in Shinonuma, and now also in Black Ops 3 Zombies as well. And it set the ground for just a lot of things that future maps could showcase. Now I kind of miss this map because this was really the only map that was as close quarters as it is. They haven't really made a close quarters only map since this map. There have been parts of a map that are close quarters like this, but never an entire map that is just completely closed off, a closed space, very close quarters, and the only way you could survive is just really close range weapons. So that about wraps it up for Zombie Verruckt. This was just a reminiscent of this map because there's nothing really more to say about this map. Just it introduced us to perks and a couple new gameplay mechanics that shifted up what we'll see in future Zombies maps. So if you like this video, please drop a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe and spread the word. See you next video.